A crossover between Gen V and the boys?
Yes, I can.
Secrets?
There is some crossover on both sides.
Un po' d'amore, d'amicizia e tanta musica.
Con Jocelyn e Alessandra Tab.
1985, Voglia di vincere, un film con Michael J. Fox che, come dire, crea una serie di situazioni che avvicina questi simpatici licantropi che avevamo già visto. Un lupo mandato americano a Londra e a distanza di qualche anno, ecco la serie che diventa Teen Wolf che scatena tutto questo. Ecco i protagonisti della serie. Oltre ad essere qui per farvi vedere come funziona anche la sessione degli autografi, cuore di zia, vengo a prendere le foto per mia nipote ed eccoci, siamo quasi arrivati. Ecco qua, foto conquistate dei 4 protagonisti, vediamo se riusciamo. Voilà, e l'ultimo, eccolo qui. Devo dire tutti molto simpatici, ci sarà un incontro nei prossimi giorni, sempre di quelli riservati a poche persone. Adesso andiamo a conoscere Jaz Sinclair, vincitrice della Ninfa d'oro.
National Golden Nymph for Most Promising Talent. Monseigneur, would you please tell us more about this year's magnificent winner?
Absolutely, Vinny. So, Your Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Nymph Award for Most Promising Talent honors an exceptional emerging and promising actor or actress whose work has received an international recognition. I have the pleasure tonight to highlight the blossoming career of an outstanding, talented actress. She currently stars as Mary in Prime Video's breakout hit, Gen V. She is a worthy recipient of this 2025 Special Awards. Please welcome Miss Jaz Sinclair.
Dans les nouvelles aventures de Sabrina sur Netflix, Jaz incarne, comme Monseigneur vient de le dire, Marie dans Gen V, la série à succès dérivée de The Boys, diffusée sur Prime Video. En parallèle de sa carrière d'actrice, Jaz est également musicienne sous le nom d'artiste Jaz Sinclair. Félicitations Jaz, welcome. Jaz, would you like to say a few words? Merci beaucoup.
Wow, this is so beautiful.
Voilà, c'est tellement joli.
Oh wow, this is. Hello.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for this incredible honor.
Voilà, un grand merci pour cet honneur incroyable.
There is nothing in the world that I love more than storytelling. Stories are timeless, and through them we are able to tap into feelings and experiences that we might otherwise have trouble understanding.
Voilà, il n'y a rien que j'aime plus au monde que de raconter des histoires. Les histoires nous aident à comprendre certaines choses qu'on ne comprendra pas autrement.
To get to tell stories for a living is quite literally the greatest honor. And being recognized in my pursuit of that is such a beautiful gift. And it's really never something that I expected.
C'est déjà un énorme honneur de pouvoir raconter des histoires pour mon travail. Et en plus d'être honorée ici, c'est vraiment au-delà de mes espérances.
So much of what I do as an artist happens behind the scenes. I obsess and work on every detail of a character, never really thinking about the other side of it. And getting to stand here before you, having my work and my love for it acknowledged means so much to me.
J'avoue, je suis quelqu'un d'un peu obsédé quand je prépare mon travail. Vraiment, je rentre dans chaque détail pour essayer de vraiment faire de mes personnages le plus complet possible. Et le fait que je suis reconnue aujourd'hui devant vous pour mon travail, ça me touche vraiment.
When I was a kid, my favorite game was Pretend. When I discovered acting, I felt like everything made sense for the first time. Acting gave me a way to channel all of my young observations about the big world around me into art.
Quand j'étais gamine, mon jeu préféré c'était de jouer au semblant. Et en fait, je suis tellement heureuse de pouvoir continuer à faire ça quand j'ai découvert comment faire de la comédie.
I owe a huge thank you to the teachers I had at this pivotal point in my life, namely Catherine Hart and Miss Mack. It's amazing how big of a difference one person believing in you can make. And their belief in me gave me the courage to drive across the country when I was 18 to LA to pursue that dream in earnest.
Voilà, je peux vraiment dire un grand merci à certains de mes professeurs qui m'ont tellement encouragée dans ma démarche et je ne peux pas vous dire comment ça peut vous changer la vie d'avoir une personne justement qui a confiance en vous et qui m'ont motivée de traverser le pays à 18 ans pour aller à Los Angeles.
Since then, I have been afforded the incredible opportunity to play so many beautiful roles. I know how badly I wanted to see people who looked like me on my screen when I was a kid. And to get to play powerful roles like Marie Moreau in the skin that I'm in, and to know that young women across the world are seeing that power and resonating with it means so much to me.
Mais ce qui me touche vraiment le plus, c'est quand j'étais petite, je rêvais toujours de voir les gens qui me ressemblaient de ma couleur à l'écran et de pouvoir maintenant être comme ça, représenter ça pour d'autres enfants, surtout dans un rôle d'une femme puissante comme Marie, ça me touche plus que je peux vous dire.
I want to tell stories that are timeless in nature, that expand our sense of empathy, that hold up a mirror to the truths that we have acknowledged and the ones that we have yet to. And being given the Most Promising Talent Award feels like a call to do just that.
Voilà, moi j'ai envie de raconter des histoires en fait qui n'ont pas tant, qui sont pas datées, en fait qui peut toucher tout le monde et d'être reconnu avec ce prix ce soir, ça me donne envie de continuer à faire ça.
So thank you so much to my team, and thank you to Eric Kripke and the folks at Gen V. Thank you to His Serene Highness and everyone at the Monte-Carlo TV Festival. It's such an honor to receive this award and to be in your beautiful city, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for believing in me and the art that I make.
Voilà, et merci beaucoup à vous tous de fait que vous croyez en moi, à mon équipe, en musique et merci à vous tous. Yeah, thank you so much. Avec vous de backstage, j'avais jamais fait.
Congratulations too on your Golden Nymph last night.
Thank you.
Je félicite pour le Nymphe d'or qu'elle a reçu hier soir. I was quite surprised that it was for emerging talent because you've been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, no, not that long.
No, you're right. Listen, I'm not embarrassed to be a grown woman. It's fine. But I think just because, honestly, because I have a baby face and I play young roles that, you know,
Fantastic.
I'm ageless and timeless, I guess, which is pretty cool. But I am a grown woman. I have been doing this
Je
for a
disais,
while.
j'étais un petit peu étonnée qu'elle a eu le Nymphe pour le meilleur talent qui émerge parce qu'en fait, ça fait longtemps que Jazz est sur nos écrans. Et elle dit qu'effectivement, elle a 30 ans, elle n'a pas honte de ça. Mais elle pense que peut-être c'est parce qu'elle a un petit visage d'enfant qu'on continue à penser que c'est une petite fille. So when did you first decide to become an actor?
It's always something I was curious about. And then I was in choir in high school, and my choir teacher required us to audition for the musical. And then I did Footloose, and I was high school student number 2. And I had so much fun.
Ça l'avait toujours intéressée, mais en fait c'était quand elle chantait dans le choral à son école, à son lycée. Et quand elle chantait dans le choral, c'est la professeure qui avait obligé à tous les étudiants de faire des auditions pour le musical. Et elle était high school student, étudiante numéro 2 dans la version de Footloose qu'ils ont fait à l'école. Et ça l'a éclaté. Et c'est là où c'est né son intérêt.
And so then after that, I just got really obsessed with it and wanted to be in every play that I possibly could be, and just got really theater nerdy.
Right.
And the rest is history.
Theatre, is there a particular musical theatre piece that is your favourite, or a role that you would really love to play?
That's a good question. I feel like I would like to play what are their names? In Chicago. One of the two ladies, either one. Roxy or is it Veronica? No, she's like, my sister Veronica. No.
Okay. Vous connaissez le musical Chicago?
Yeah, I feel like
l'un des deux.
Or Les Mis would be cool.
Les Misérables aussi.
Yeah.
That's very emotional.
Yeah, very French.
Very French, really, very français. Now, it's a difficult question. What's been your favourite part that you've played, and is there a part that you'd like to play in the future?
I think Marie's my favorite part I've played.
Elle pense que sincèrement c'est Marie, que c'est son préféré jusqu'à maintenant.
Yeah, I like that she's badass and flawed.
Elle est méchante, elle est prête à tout, mais aussi elle a des fautes dans sa personnalité.
Yeah. Yeah, and then in the future, I'm really feeling like I want to do a comedy. Because I want to work on a set where I'm not crying.
Oui, dans le futur, vous comprenez tous l'anglais, j'ai l'impression. I have a feeling they all understand your English perfectly. Elle aimerait bien faire une comédie, elle aimerait bien faire quelque chose où elle n'est pas tout le temps en train de pleurer sur scène.
Yeah.
Series before you got involved in it?
No, I hadn't. When I got the audition, I was going to go watch a couple of episodes to see if I liked it, and then I ended up watching the first 2 seasons like back to back. I watched them both twice. So I was like, yeah, this is great.
Oui, no, c'est jusqu'au moment où elle a eu l'appel pour faire le casting, et là elle a regardé tout d'un coup les 2 premières saisons, l'un après l'autre 2 fois. Mais avant ça, avant d'avoir reçu l'appel pour faire le casting, on n'avait pas regardé. Preparation, both mental and physical, do you do before taking on a character?
A lot. I'm very prepared. Yeah, for this character specifically, I did a lot of fight training for season 2 specifically as well. I get to do a lot more fighting, which is cool.
Oui, elle fait beaucoup de préparation. Pour cette saison en particulier, elle a fait énormément d'entraînement de lutte, parce qu'elle se bat beaucoup dans la saison 2.
Yeah, and then like mentally and spiritually, like as a person, I just make sure I'm really grounded before I start a project, because the hours are crazy and you want to be nice to everybody and enjoy your life. So I really like to make sure that my brain is good before I start, and then I'm also just like obsessively prepared with all of the material. Yeah.
Oui, mentalement et spirituellement aussi, elle fait énormément de préparation. Elle veut être bien ancrée dans son propre personne pour pouvoir après être gentille avec tout le monde et s'éclater sur scène. C'est très important qu'elle soit bien ancrée. And what was the last thing that you said?
Well, just that I'm really prepare like the material.
Elle est super préparée au niveau de tout le matériel. Elle apprend bien ses lignes.
I just get obsessed with it, and so I work on it a lot.
Obsédée. Quite an obsessed person.
I am. Oui. When I care a lot. When I don't care at all.
Quand quelque chose est important pour Jazz, elle met tout son être dedans. Quand il y a quelque chose qui l'importe peu, elle s'en fout complètement. Elle est dans les excès.
Yeah.
Can a crossover between Genevieve and the boys?
Yes, I can.
Secrets.
There is some crossover on both sides.
Oui, ça va arriver dans les deux sens.
Yeah.
Genevieve, has there been any particular scene that stands out to you for its kind of goriness, the difficulty of filming with all that blood?
Yes. A lot of the scenes are crazy. The scene that always pops into my head, which I always feel embarrassed talking about, but that's the nature of my show, is the scene in episode 4 with Rufus with the exploding penis.
Okay,
I'll leave that to you. There you go.
Réfléchir aux mots. Non, elle dit que la scène qui vient toujours à sa tête, c'est dans l'épisode 4 où elle est dans une bataille avec Rufus, wait for it, et il y a le sexe masculin qui explose. Voilà.
Le sexe masculin.
Good question. Next question. Before, Can you remember which town or village you particularly love?
Yes, but I can't pronounce it.
I'm here, sexe masculin.
Wait, I'll write it down. I don't want to embarrass myself. But it's like this.
Elle va l'écrire, elle sait pas le prononcer. Geoffrey, mon aide.
There.
Ah, les gorges du Verdon. Gorges du Verdon.
Gorge du Verdon.
Voilà.
Yes.
Stunning. Really stunning.
It was so beautiful.
Ouais,
It was so
vraiment
beautiful.
époustouflant.
We
Ouais.
like did a hike, but it was all in the water. So you wore like a life vest, but you just kind of like floated through. No, not canoes, just a canyoning.
Oui, ils ont fait du canyoning dans les gorges du Verdon.
Where you just float through it.
Amazing.
Oh, it was so
And
cool.
jumping as well.
We didn't do
Ah, you didn't do. Je disais s'ils ont sauté aussi, mais non, elle dit que c'était juste comme une randonnée, mais tout dans l'eau, tout dans la rivière. Oui. Series that you're really a great fan of at the moment, apart from yours, or do you prefer?
Just mine. I just watch my show on repeat.
Or do you prefer feature films, maybe, or?
No, I watch TV. I've been saying this all day, but I watch the same show, like 3 shows over and over again. I've been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender on
Alors, elle
repeat.
regarde les trois séries maintes fois. Avatar. Oui.
I just watched The Studio, which I thought was really good.
Okay, Le Studio, je ne sais pas si on a ça en France.
It's good, it's good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's come to France yet, The Studio.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon.
It's Apple.
Apple TV.
It's Apple
It's
TV.
good. And then I haven't seen Sinners, but I've heard Sinners is really good.
Okay, Les Pêcheurs, Sinners, oui.
Yeah.
And you just watch them over and over again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what my daughter does as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Moi aussi, ma fille, elle regarde la même série maintes fois pour, so that you know all of the lines, you know all of the characters. It's strange.
It's reliable.
Yeah, oui, elle peut faire confiance.
Yeah.
C'est un truc des jeunes, je pense. De nos jours. Because you have the possibility as well. We never had that possibility of watching something over and over and over again.
What do you
but
mean?
Now, well, we're in my age. We just watched something on TV once and then it was gone. Whereas now you can stream things, so you can watch them over and over again.
All people over here, all green.
You guys are perfect.
Autre génération. Oui, exactly. Bien assaisonné. So yeah, talking of different universes, is there one particular universe, like the universe in Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, you understood that, that you'd like to play in?
Oh my gosh, Harry Potter, hands down, for sure. I would die to Harry Potter, for sure. That's kind of the stuff that I like. Like, I like TV shows that build worlds. I like magical worlds. I like anything that makes you feel, that has its own rules and, yeah.
Elle aime bien ça, les univers alternatifs où il y a les règles. C'est le genre de télévision qu'elle aime, oui. Les univers magiques.
Yes.
Yeah. So we all grew up.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Yes,
with
we
a
did.
particular universe that appealed to us. What would yours be? And I said, I'm guessing maybe Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because I grew up seeing the movies. Like, we went to the movie theater.
Did you read the
I
books
was
as
around
well?
the same age as them as they grew up.
Eh oui, elle avait le même âge que tous les protagonistes, plus ou moins. Did you read the books?
Oh, yes.
Ouais,
I listened to them
aussi.
obsessively. Jim Dale, the audiobook, is amazing. I listen to it whenever I'm in my car.
Oui, encore une obsession, another obsession.
Another one!
Elle a les livres audio qu'elle écoute sans cesse dans sa voiture quand elle roule. Et oui, complètement obsédée. There you go.
Well, I also will I go on like Spotify deep dives, so I'll like find really niche artists and get obsessed with them.
Oui, moi j'avais écouté un autre entretien avec Jazz où tous les artistes dont elle parlait, moi j'avais aucune idée. Et c'est ce qu'elle dit, elle va sur Spotify et elle va très profondément pour trouver des artistes très niches.
Yeah, so there's this artist, Saya Gray. She has this song called Thus Is Why that is so beautiful. That whole album is so beautiful. Gene Dawson, he also has a beautiful album with a song called Darlin'. I've been listening to a lot of Jungle. Yeah, I could go on, but I love music. With music, it usually means I'm obsessing with that song.
Ouais, normalement, si vous voyez quelque chose qu'elle recommande, ça veut dire qu'elle est à nouveau obsédée.
Another one!
Another one. French artists?
I definitely do. Who's the classic artist? Edith Piaf?
Edith Piaf.
Love her.
Ouais.
And then another artist that I love is Gabriel Garçon Montano. He's half French.
Lui, il est à moitié français. Gabriel Garcia.
He's amazing.
Okay,
Yeah, he's
okay,
wonderful.
okay.
Season 2 of Gen V is so good. It's a little bit darker, I'd say. Marie is a little bit. I don't want to say edgy, but a little bit less trusting.
La saison 2, c'est évidemment c'est fantastique. Elle dit que c'est un petit peu plus obscur que les autres saisons, que Marie fait un petit peu moins confiance aux gens.
Yeah, and so it's funny and it's sexy, and our new dean is great, and it's it's really good. I got to see a couple of episodes and I'm really proud of it.
Oui, elle a vu déjà quelques épisodes, elle est très fière de ce qu'ils ont fait. Le nouveau directeur de l'école, elle adore. Oui, elle dit que c'est marrant, elle est très fière. Question. Do you speak Swedish?
I don't speak Swedish, but I am Swedish.
Ah.
See, so not that random. Yes.
More research.
Yes, my grandmother is half Swedish.
Ah, sa grand-mère. Moi, je me disais que c'était une question. Mais en fait, non, parce que sa grand-mère est suédoise. Oui, et c'est intéressant. Mais non, elle parle pas. So no. So your grandmother was Swedish, but she obviously didn't speak Swedish too.
No, she did not.
No. Je pense que ça aussi, c'est un truc des générations antérieures. Ils parlaient pas dans la langue. I think that's the thing. Nowadays, we know how important language is.
Yeah, but then it wasn't. It was like, my grandfather's my grandfather's father was Italian, his mother Irish, my all of them. And when you came to America, the thing was you wanted to be American, and we're a melting pot, so don't speak your language.
À cette époque, oui, elle avait le... Oui, parce qu'à l'époque, c'était ça, les gens venaient aux États-Unis et le tout c'était que tout le monde parle anglais pour être américain.
Un poquito espagnol.
I just wanted to say before we stop, how amazing that you're here with Mr. Chestnut.
I know.
Because you were together in 2016.
Yes, I was terrorizing him in that movie.
And it's that complete coincidence that you were here together.
Totally a coincidence.
Je voulais savoir ça au niveau personnel parce qu'elle est là avec Monsieur Chestnut, qu'on va voir cet après-midi. Et effectivement, ils avaient fait un film ensemble en 2016. Mais c'est le hasard complet qu'ils soient là au festival en même temps. Jazz, thank you so much for your time. Merci à tout le monde.
E a proposito di Maurice Chestnut, anzi di Watson.
Stan si era lamentato che Watson non raccontava il vero Sherlock Holmes, era lì a protestare che lui ha anche il berretto, la lente e tutto. Abbiamo visto il vero Sherlock Holmes, l'abbiamo visto in tutta la sua quasi brutalità, che incontra una persona che dice di essere la figlia, arriva dagli Stati Uniti ed è una ragazza nativo americana. È una storia molto particolare, è Sherlock e Daughter, stavo dicendo Sherlock e figlia, il titolo è Sherlock e Daughter, anche se in Italia hanno detto che sono già stati acquistati i diritti, quindi potrebbe essere già in visione su qualche canale in Italia, ma non in Francia. Divertente, devo dire, molto carina la serie, anche in questo caso è una produzione britannica e statunitense, e la nota ancora una volta divertente rispetto a dove si girano i film, dove si girano le serie, è che è stata girata in Irlanda e non in Gran Bretagna, perché ricostruire la Gran Bretagna dell'Ottocento a Londra sarebbe stato estremamente costoso e complicato, mentre in Irlanda ci sono delle città dove è molto più semplice la ricostruzione, perché sono rimaste più fedeli a come era la Londra dell'Ottocento di quanto non lo sia Londra. Sherlock e Daughter.
Il y a une jeune fille qui s'appelle Amelia, une jeune américaine, qui arrive en Angleterre à la recherche de celui qu'elle croit être son père, à savoir Sherlock Holmes. Alors, on a l'équipe ici avec nous, on va faire un Q&A ensemble après, mais déjà, il voulait vous dire un petit coucou, donc est-ce que vous voulez bien accueillir avec moi tout d'abord l'actrice qui joue Amelia Rojas, Blue Hunt, le créateur, Brendan Foley, la scénariste, Shelley Goldstein, l'actrice qui joue Lady Violet Somerset, Fiona Gladstock, et le PDG CEO of Starlings Entertainment, Kevin Martin. Welcome to all of you. So please just take a step forward to the light. Donc, Karine, j'en profite parce qu'elle parle parfaitement français et anglais. Karine, quelques mots en introduction, s'il vous plaît.
Thank you very much for coming. Ça me fait très grand plaisir de vous accueillir à la première française de Sherlock and Daughter. Je suis très heureuse de partager ce moment avec notre créateur, Brendan Foley, notre scénariste, autre scénariste, Shelley, et nos merveilleuses actrices, Blue Hunt et Fiona Glasgow. Donc, ça me fait vraiment plaisir. We had a chance to see our first episode, and we are thrilled to announce that our show is now on HBO Max in the US, so it's a great pleasure. Ça fait plaisir de vous faire visionner le premier épisode et maintenant disponible sur HBO Max aux États-Unis. Alors, bon visionnement.
Merci beaucoup, Karine. Bonne réflexion. Et puis, je me rappelle, la série est en compétition. I'll let you go take your seats in the house. La série sera un plus grand écran qu'à la maison à la télé.
It's just another day, said no one ever.
C'est juste un autre jour, personne n'a dit ça. Is it fun, exciting, scary?
It's exciting. A lot of us, when we make something, don't tend to watch it very often. We are looking ahead, not in the rearview mirror. But it's lovely to see that something works at this level, and to have the reinforcement that it works in different parts of the world. That's great.
Voilà, donc Brendan dit souvent, on est tellement le nez dans le guidon qu'on est en train de regarder vers l'avenir plutôt que dans le passé. Donc de pouvoir être ici et prendre un moment de regarder ça et voir que ça pourrait marcher sur un niveau international, c'est quelque chose qui nous touche vraiment beaucoup. And Shelley, let's talk a bit more about the screenwriting. Was it, one thing I love is how you kind of bring in the US versus the UK differences. Was there a lot of talk about that around the writing table of how to find that balance? Ma question, c'est un peu sur comment il y a ces clashs de culture entre les États-Unis et l'Angleterre, en quelque sorte aussi dans ce monde de Sherlock Holmes.
Absolutely. There's a big element in this show of people being...
Le micro.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yes, there's a very big element in this show of different worlds coming together and various fishes out of water. And as you said, like most Americans, you ask too many questions and you talk too much, and just the American ambassador and the family and the British way of doing things. It makes for a lot of fun, exciting conflict.
Oui, absolument. On aimait bien cette idée avec les Américains qui parlent toujours trop, qui posent trop de questions. Le fait qu'on avait la famille d'ambassadeurs américains. On s'est dit que là, il allait y avoir beaucoup de moments de conflit, mais aussi beaucoup de moments sympas entre les deux. And Karine, je vais vous parler en français. What was it like for you? Vous-même, vous êtes canadienne, mais vous êtes un peu entre ces deux cultures aussi. C'était une partie importante de cette série pour vous?
Oui, en fait, je suis canadienne, québécoise, je vis à Montréal, mais notre entreprise est à Los Angeles, donc je navigue entre les deux. Donc ma vie est un peu naviguée entre deux mondes. Et donc j'ai beaucoup aimé l'idée de créer, de revoir Sherlock et de l'imaginer dans son passé, qu'il aurait eu une vie amoureuse. Et qu'il aurait eu une vie amoureuse avec une personne d'une culture complètement différente. Et donc, oui, c'est quelque chose qui me touchait énormément.
Just quickly, il y en a qui parlent pas français? Non, tout le monde parle français? Okay, good. So I won't translate. Forget it. So basically, Karine was just saying what she found so interesting was that you could talk a little bit more about Sherlock's love life as well, and how great that was. And I just got a question for the actors. Blue, let me start with you. What was it about this role that made you want to play it? Pourquoi vous aviez envie de faire ce rôle?
I just really loved the character of Amelia so much. I mean, she's just really, spunky and fun and she's got a lot going on emotionally, and the chance to act with David Doulis and the rest of the cast go to Ireland. There were just so many things about this project that were like immediate yeses to me, and it's really fun to see myself as Amelia on the screen because we are so different. You like my hair? Namely, it's surreal to watch, but yeah, I could really see that I escaped into the character. It's just, yeah, it's exciting.
Oui, donc elle disait qu'elle aimait bien le personnage d'Amélie. Elle a trouvé en fait quelqu'un qui avait beaucoup de peps, quelqu'un de très sympa, mais il y avait aussi beaucoup d'émotions dans ce personnage aussi. La chance de pouvoir jouer avec David Doulis, qui est exceptionnel aussi dans la série, de travailler en Irlande avec tous les castes irlandaises. Et c'était sympa aussi de pouvoir le regarder même ici sur le grand écran. C'est une expérience un peu surréelle, mais elle dit qu'elle était contente de voir qu'elle a pu quand même un peu échapper dans le personnage. And Fiona, we don't see that much of Lady Violet in this episode. How does she evolve? Comment est-ce que votre personnage de Lady Violet, sans spoiler, without spoiling too much, you know, comment elle évolue?
Well, I think you get a little taste of what might come with her just in that few moments. But Lady Violet's a really interesting character because she's a villain, but she also has so many layers to her. She has a lot of anger, which comes from a place of a woman at that time, even though incredibly wealthy and well off and lucky in that way, is not married. And so when her father passes, all the money goes to somebody else and she's left bereft. And at that time, you could really go from aristocracy to the poorhouse in a matter of months, or I mean sometimes less. So she has this righteous anger, I think, in her of the unjust situation of where she is in the world, where a woman is at that time. She shouldn't have to marry. So she's got all these different layers of anger that sort of build up to become a really, I found, very interesting character because the writing is so great. And when I read her in every episode that came along, I mean, these guys are geniuses. And it's written so well, so cleverly, so brilliantly that it does help to have all those layers.
Donc Fiona dit, en fait, au fur et à mesure de la série, en fait, on a déjà dit avant-goût de comment elle est, mais en fait, elle devient un peu une méchante, mais une méchante avec plusieurs niveaux, et surtout, c'est une femme qui a beaucoup de colère, parce que dans l'époque, en fait, si vous aviez beaucoup d'argent, qui était son cas, mais si vous n'êtes pas marié et votre père meurt, en fait, vous pourriez être complètement pauvre de jour au lendemain. Et donc, en fait, il y a beaucoup de colère dans le personnage, parce qu'en fait, elle se lutte contre ça, elle trouve ça pas juste du tout. Donc, pour ça, elle trouvait ça assez intéressant, et aussi elle a adoré travailler avec toute l'équipe qu'elle trouve vraiment géniale, et tel que c'était écrit, le personnage était tellement intéressant, elle a dit ils sont que des génies, je veux vraiment travailler avec eux.
Like creating a new one, is it exciting or is it more scary so you don't mess it up?
A great question, and no one simply steps out and says, oh, I'm just going to knock off a version of Sherlock Holmes if they have any sense. So it's Sherlock is the most common character in television history. So between TV and books and plays, there have been 20,000 different episodes of Sherlock Holmes. So that's a starting point, that he is not just a character but an institution. So leading on from that, you don't want to just do Sherlock and anche, if you like. It has to have some relevance to the present day, but also reverence to what people love about the character. So we had one simple starting point, which was what makes Sherlock Sherlock. Was he born like in a Victorian mad scientist's living room, like a brain in a glass jar? So he was all intellect and no emotion. Was that where he started? Because his character is famously unemotional, unromantic, just a thinking machine. But maybe he didn't start that way. Maybe that was most of his character. But what if he possibly had one experiment with emotion? And if you think about the character in all of the short stories, he experiments with everything. He experiments with every substance he come across, and his inquiring scientific mind, including some substances that he shouldn't experiment with. So that character is an experimenter, and I don't believe that he would have gone through life without having at least one experiment in love. And then, what if that one experiment in love did not go well?
Ok, voilà, donc il dit en fait personne va commencer à faire une série sur Sherlock Holmes sans vraiment savoir le faire d'une manière un peu unique, parce que Sherlock Holmes est le personnage qu'on voit le plus dans l'histoire de la télévision. Il y avait 20 000 épisodes, si vous prenez tout, la télévision, le théâtre, les livres et tout. Donc c'est une institution, c'est pas juste un personnage. Et donc du coup, si on va faire un Sherlock Holmes aujourd'hui, il faut qu'on le fasse bien sûr avec le respect, mais aussi qu'il y a un lien avec ce qui se passe aujourd'hui au présent. Et donc Bernardi s'est posé la question, alors pourquoi Sherlock Holmes et Sherlock Holmes? Il a dit, je me suis posé la question, on s'est posé la question, est-ce qu'il était né comme ça, quelqu'un de très sec dans l'intellect et tout, sans émotion, ou est-ce qu'il est devenu comme ça plus tard? Et il dit que peut-être, la question qu'on s'est posée, c'est peut-être qu'il n'a pas commencé comme quelqu'un que dans l'intellect, peut-être il avait une avant-vie où il a expérimenté, puisque Sherlock Holmes est quelqu'un qui a fait des expériences avec tout, qui a expérimenté aussi une fois avec l'amour. Et donc c'est un peu ça l'idée où ils ont creusé.
Entirely shot on location in streets around Dublin. That's the headline. It was a great joy because Dublin looks more like Victorian London than London looks like Victorian London these days. Sometimes those decisions aren't purely artistic. So the fact that we arrived in Dublin just as Wednesday Addams was swallowing up most of the studio space made us think maybe it would be a good idea to shoot in 18 Victorian locations. So it's not cheap, but it gives you that absolutely real atmosphere, and the characters, just as maybe fantastic actresses could say something about this. That once you get into some of that period costume, you start feeling like the character, some of the restrictions of those clothes and so on. So that's something that also implies if you're shooting in real Victorian streets.
Those were some very tight corsets, and we had a lot of cobblestones to walk on, but it's really fantastic because not only did we have such talented people making us look like that, but I don't know how you felt, but I walked out and we were in these buildings that haven't changed since the time, walking down these streets that are exactly the same, and it just adds to the atmosphere and the situation of us all creating this show.
Donc voilà, donc c'est en fait, oui, parfois c'était pas évident parce qu'il y avait beaucoup de pavés, mais sinon c'était génial de pouvoir tourner dans un endroit où il y avait ces bâtiments qui n'avaient pas changé depuis l'époque. Ça aide à l'ambiance du tournage.
Yeah, it was shooting in real spaces. I think was really important for Amelia, and I had never been to Ireland. I had never spent much time in Europe at all, so I feel like as Amelia was like looking at things, like, you know, I also was doing the same thing, like going into castles. Like I'd never been in a castle before, like so it really aided the performance and was just made acting in those scenes with everyone just feel so much more real, because it felt like there was history in those rooms and like a lot of time had passed there, and I really believed that these people would be in there. I mean, I don't know if Amelia as a real person would be in that room, but you know, I like to it was fun. And the costumes, I mean, if we did a second season, I would demand no corset. It's not happening. Amelia by then would be over it. No way.
E a proposito di Londra, nella puntata di domani incontreremo i protagonisti di Gangs of London e scopriremo altre serie in concorso. Vedremo le immagini, le interviste, le anteprima e intanto un po' di relax nella fan zone. A domani!